What's good, peoples? And welcome to Homeroom Office Hours with Kermit the Professor. If you're stopping by today, then you want to know why you should strongly consider further learning. Further learning is different from higher education and college, which tend to be a turnoff for those that don't like school and its oppressive rules. Leave a comment and tell me what you think about when you hear the word college. College has a connotation of a 4 year university, not 2 year community college, dormitory, not barracks, scholarship, and not apprenticeship. So let's break down what I mean by further learning. Further learning speaks to the freedom to seek the application of knowledge. I'll say that again. Further learning speaks to the freedom to seek the application of knowledge. So, um, basically, you're asking, how does this information connect with what I already know, and how can it be used in the future? How does it connect with what I already know, and how can I use it in the future? Further learning is a journey, not a destination, of discovery, growth, and curiosity for the individual. Um, the essential question is, what did you learn today? And what did you learn? The essential question is basically, what did you learn today that you already didn't know? Further learning puts the ownership of becoming more knowledgeable squarely on the person, that's you, and not our organizations of human origin. It's like filling in the blanks. Further learning helps you to know what you don't know. But leave a comment and let me know what you think, or who you think, rather, taught the philosophers Socrates, Plato, and Pythagoras. Why you should strongly consider further learning. Um, think about it like this. Were the principles and theories of the fathers of physical science and mathematics evident in Egypt before or after those philosophers? Columbus is credited with discovering America, yet his people killed natives. Is it possible to discover someone's home? Leave me a comment and tell me what you think. And tell me what you think or what it would look like to live a life of curiosity. So let's go a little bit deeper with this further learning. Let's break it down a little bit with the exact words. So, further. Further means reaching or striving for more. You just got to go that extra mile, that extra distance, that extra day, that extra year, the extraness. Where learning is a continuous action of trial and errors, successes and failures, takes and mistakes. For the ones that caught that last one, explain to the rest of the class. What if I told you that our brain works more like a computer? Hmm. That our brains were actually meant to upload new information until death, to constantly install updates so that we could run more efficiently. What if? Leave a comment and tell me why you think Marvel Studios' Black Panther was such a blockbuster. So why was Marvel Studios' Black Panther such a great movie? Well, other than great cinematography, acting, and a storyline that resonated with the struggle of the African diaspora, it depicted an African nation that hid from colonialism and refrained from the world wars to become the most technologically advanced society in the world. So far, I've been speaking about the abilities of the human race as a whole, but I want to speak specifically to black and brown people. I'm not going to give you stats because they constantly change and they can lie depending on how they're taken. What I am going to give you are facts, undeniable truth based on experience. So let's get down to it. Black people apply, enroll, and graduate at lower rates than their white counterparts. Facts. Other than that lower rate of enrollment and the graduation rate, we can point to some other factors that basically speak to why black and brown people should strongly consider further learning. Think about this, for example. The Great Pyramids of Giza, or Giza, I'm not real sure how to pronounce it, but the Great Pyramids of Giza or Giza is one of the oldest wonders of the world still in existence. What if I told you that imperialism stole Africa's intellectual legacy? Life is about the accumulation of knowledge. And with that being said, what's the most valuable thing you could possess? I mean, hopefully you would agree with where I'm going with this. The more you know, the more you grow. If knowledge is power, then knowing is half the battle. My people will perish from lack of knowledge because what you don't know can kill you. These are just some of the statements that we use in regards to knowledge. Black minds matter because a mind is a terrible thing to erase. Give me some real life examples of these proverbs. Throw them in the comments section. So, why is education so important? What's the difference between education and knowledge? Fair enough. Education is one of the means to acquiring knowledge. It's more like that formal aspect that we kind of think of, like classrooms, college, things of that nature. It is the how, basically. Where knowledge, on the other hand, is the understanding. It's about how you understand something. It is the what. So we got the difference between education and knowledge. So what does the Bible say about college? Oof. In the comment section, can you tell us how many times the word education appears in the Bible? So let's define a few words. Disciple. So a disciple is a follower, a pupil, an apprentice, or a learner. It's basically the equivalent of a student. Whereas an apostle is a messenger, a deliverer, a preacher, the equivalent of a teacher. So in the comment section, can you name the professions of the disciples before they followed Jesus? Well, Jesus' ministry can be likened to further learning. It can be likened to graduate school. It can be likened to an apprenticeship, study abroad, or a missionary trip. Jesus' teachings were continuous and abundant as he taught during intimate moments, mass gatherings, in the face of opposition, and even after death. Knowledge throughout time. My goodness, this is. Let's jump into it. Let's go a little bit deeper with that. As you strongly consider further learning, know that Psalm 111 verse 10 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all those who do His commandments. His praise endures forever." So what does that mean for us non-Bible thumpers and people that not readily can quote scripture? It basically means to be in awe of God and do as He says is a sign of a wise person. Basically, don't be a fool and always put some respect on His name. God is omniscient and has complete understanding. God created the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Eve, then Adam, ate from this forbidden tree. Facts. European empires pillaged Egyptian and Iraqi libraries to later create academies and colleges. Facts. The early American colleges were established with affiliations to different churches for nobility, civility, and self-governance. Basically, churches were the authority of the state until the Reformation. The goal was to educate ministers in classical languages, philosophies, and logic for ministry and leadership. Again, The church was the authority in the early American colonies. So this made college to be a white male privilege for the elite and not a right for the masses nor the poor. So we got privilege versus a right. And there lies the minority Christian's identity struggle with American education. That fear. I mean, because according to anthropology, a significant portion of today's scientific knowledge was derived from ancient civilizations of people of color, like the Incas, the Aztecs, the Egyptians, people from Ghana, and the Iraqis. Yet the Bible was weaponized to oppress, persecute, and enslave these same people. You know, that's all for today. We're not going to go any deeper than that, but join me again for the pros and cons of college, resourceful ways to pay for college, and what the websites don't tell you about college. Um, Again, uh, I would definitely appreciate your subscription. Feel free to share with others that might be interested in, my messages and our dialogue that we're having. And make sure you smash that like button so that way more people can get this in their feeds or whatnot. I really enjoyed having you today. Make sure that you take care and stay well. Thank you.